Hello, everyone. Aurora is here, and she is coming with her fourth studio album, The Gods We Can Touch, which is going to be released on January 21st of 2022. So around about when I was hoping the album was going to materialize, she gives us the third single with this album announcement, the song Giving Into the Love, which is a song I just want to briefly discuss my thoughts on. I will not be touching on any more singles as the album rollout continues. I've already covered Exist for Love, which I am so happy to see is actually on the track list for this album. I think a lot of us were wondering if that was sort of just an isolated droplet in between A Different Kind of Human era and this new era. But it was the official first single, even though it was quite a while ago that she put that song out by now. And then, of course, the summer hit single this year, Cure for Me, which I have still been listening to quite a lot. I mean, I talk about in my track review, it's very fun and innocent and playful and something different for Aurora, but I think it was something the doctor ordered. However, Aurora was very quick to say that do not expect that sound on every other track on this project. That was a very pop dance song, and this project, I'm assuming, is going to be coming from a myriad of influences and sounds and, up-tempo, slow, ballads, things just all in between. And so she gives us a completely different sounding song to the two she's offered so far in Giving Into the Love. She talks about the lyrical content of this song being inspired by the Greek god Prometheus and how he sculpted humans out of the flame or a fire. And the whole concept for this record, The Gods We Can Touch, based off of what I have seen in some interviews of her recently, is that she is sort of playing with the idea that, the Greek gods in particular, but like different pagan gods, old, represented different vices for humanity. You had the god of wine, Dionysus, and you had, the god of lust and desire, and you had the god of ego, or Narcissus, like all of these things that might we consider negative that, in some spiritual sects are viewed as like things that humans have to overcome to be worthy of God's love. And so she wants to celebrate all of the things that make us human in the good and the bad. And also, understandably, the gods themselves all live within us, and they can be vessels through us, if good or bad. And so I like the idea of flipping on the script, the idea that God is some higher power that's outside of us and that we cannot touch him or her, when in reality, God works through us in all different ways. I'm sure I'll have a better way of describing my thoughts when the actual album comes out, of like summarizing what I think that album title and all of this is going to mean thematically. Giving Into the Love is a much more sort of gritty, it's up-tempo, it's thunderous, it's kind of in similar sound and vein to Conqueror, Forgotten Love, of Thunder Song, that these up-tempo songs of hers that are pounding and thunderous, that have a really chanting kind of refrain and choral element, that honestly are not necessarily my favorite style of Aurora songs. Again, I'm always going to be a little bit more interested in her slightly more atmospheric, more slower piano-led stuff, but that doesn't mean that her more up-tempo stuff can be absolutely enthralling and interesting. I do think that, upon first listen, I was a little bit taken aback by how muddied and sort of in the background her vocals are, particularly in the verses. I want them to kind of come up to center stage just a little bit more because they're being drowned out by all of the other elements of percussion and production around them. But there's something kind of 80s in the production. I don't know. I'm getting like, a bit of a throwback sound. I definitely, again, think that this is definitely a gearing towards pop radio and the trends of pop today. I think that it would fit the bill for a lot of other artists, and that's one of the reasons why I don't necessarily feel like this song is quite so special sonically, just because it doesn't distinctly sound like Aurora, even though I think her voice works with the song, and I think she sells the enthusiasm and energy that she is giving us in the lyrics. I'm losing my connection. I'm tired of the rules and your corrections. I want to live my life, beat all of its pages, and underline that I am not an angel. Because if I'm not pure, I guess that I'm too much. I never know how to keep in touch. In the chorus, if I'll be somebody, I'll never let my skin decide it for me. I never had the world, so why change for it? Giving into the love. So a big middle finger to this sort of pious, holier than thou mentality of, a lot of devout religions that, tell you that you are imperfect and, need to be repentant for your sins and, work towards forgiveness from God and follow a strict set of rules spiritually, ritualistically. There's a track on this upcoming record called Heathens, which is a term that was used by Christians and early, people of the Abrahamic faith to describe pagans. And I think that this is definitely a theme that we're going to see a lot Aurora exploring, which is the concept of being a heathen, something that we're trying to reclaim as a positive thing now, as someone who's, going back to an even older, form of spirituality and faith that was here before even Christianity, all over the world in different forms. And so it's sort of taking back that label and saying, I'm going to be all of my sins, but I'm also going to be perfectly imperfect as a God on this earth in the way that I'm supposed to live my life, not in the way that you think I should live it, but in the way that I feel I should live it. And then adding that addendum of giving into the love is sort of this universal call to everyone, just understanding the root pulse behind everything that should govern everything, that love is above all else, that love is the most important force that binds us, that keeps us in a state of harmony and oneness with everyone. I think that someone out there is trying to find somebody whole who is not dying, but everybody cries and nobody comforts. The television lies and now my mind hurts, is part in the verse of verse 2, which I think just further describes how we are all broken to a certain degree, and to think otherwise is deluding ourselves, but that doesn't mean that, we can't find beauty in the brokenness. And just a comment on the struggle. We all are trying to be better people, we're all trying, but we need to, hold on to the love. That's the most important part of this whole equation. And the outro chorus part where she just kind of turns the melody on its head and starts like this sort of marching anthemic la 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 section. I'll be honest, I was not thrilled when I first heard it. But I think it does fit with the sort of enthusiasm that this song is giving, and it's a crowd pleaser, it's a song built for the stage. I think that it could really be sold well when you're sort of adding on all of these, ways and of getting the crowd amped up and singing along with you. I think that there are going to be songs on this record I'm going to appreciate a lot more. I think that Cure for Me still has a little bit more of the it factor as far as like big single. I think that this song made sense to put out after that song in the way this album's being rolled out. But it's all of the teasers she's giving us has me very, very intrigued as to what we're going to be in store for. I also really dig the album cover. Someone had a lot of fun in Photoshop. That's all I'll say there. So I hope you all enjoyed this review. I'm very excited to talk about the album in January, but like I said, I'm not going to talk about any more singles that she might drop in the interim. So I will see you all in that video. I hope you all enjoyed this one. Please leave your comments of what you thought of this new song, the direction Aurora is going, and I hope you all have a wonderful, blessed day. Peace, love, and light. Bye.